Hi all. Right, turn 21, about to start. Turn 20 was really good, I think. Yeah, we're getting a good spell of it, and it's keeping going. Um, yeah, that's what I meant to do before I started recording, wasn't it? Was just to have a glance at the victory point. Sort of condition. I know we're a good bit away yet. Hang on a sec, I'll just pause though rather than bore you with my thoughts. Hang on. Okay, so just glancing there. There's quite a few options. Less than 19 is a decisive US defeat. 19 or less, sorry. This is victory points. 20 to 29 is an operational US defeat. 30 to 39 is a tactical US defeat. So then we get into where we want to be. 40 to 49 is a tactical US victory, and that was a historic result. So that should be our target. 40 points. The ones you've got an operational US victory and decisive US victory for 60 or more. I'm probably not going to be thinking about that. So we want to try and find 40 victory points. So you get one victory point for each reinforcement position you control. You've got to remember this is where I think I was when it talks about control for victory point reasons. It's slightly different, isn't it? And the fact that what was I talking about earlier? Yeah, I had mentioned. Sorry, we should have been ready for this. I had mentioned that if these units were, if they were exerting control into this hex here, then because there's units here, it can't really trace out of there. However, for victory point purposes, assuming these, well, actually, this one does actually exert control into here, so he's trying to control this hex. But I'm right in thinking that for victory point purposes, we can't have this red field of fire in here. So there's a difference there. That is right, isn't it? Let me just bounce back here. I think you have to go back to the first waves bit. Yeah. So it talks about controlling draws, and then it talks about a hex is considered in US control for victory point purposes, right? And I think this probably should be highlighted in the end game result as well. But however, because maybe you're meant to just assume that to be honest, I'm getting the fact of that anyway. And as in communication, sorry, let me read it again. A hex is considered, this is 13.22, so it is under the winning or losing the first waves part, but a hex is considered in US control for victory point purposes if the hex is occupied or controlled by a US unit and is in US communication, and is not in the field of fire of a German unit, including disrupted German units. So yeah, so it's adding that. So whereas I said here, this is a bad example, I suppose, but if these guys were able to exert control into this hex, then German communication is not traceable to that hex. But for victory point purposes, this is still firing into that, and even if this was disrupted, it's still firing into that. So we need to do something about that before we gain that victory point. So it's not quite as simple as looking at all the victory points and saying, right, well, okay, I've got a unit beside that, or I've got a unit in that. If there's something firing into it, you're not getting that point. And that comes back to how hard it was to actually achieve 11 victory points within the first part of the game. So, which certainly was to me, but so anyway, so you get one victory point for each German reinforcement you control, and that's the ones that are on the road. But it says that there are a total of 42 such hexes, and they're all marked with a VP. Well, there you go. If there's 42 of them, we need 40 points. So me talking about ignoring going up here and whatever, if I was to just consider the actual victory point hexes, then I would have to go up there because I need 40 of the 42. Well, okay, I could miss 2 of them. So I think that's probably unrealistic to consider just 8 points because there's lots of other things you can get points for. 4 points for each draw you open to US traffic. And a draw is open to traffic if you control every hex of the draw and your engineers have completely cleared the draw of German obstacles. Well, that is a challenge in itself. I mean, we could look at this little draw here, which is the smallest of the two. Do we control every hex of this draw? Well, actually, we possibly do. There you go. So, but is it open to traffic? No, because we've not even built the engineer base. So that needs to happen. So it is achievable for 4 victory points there. Looking, let's zoom out a little bit. Oops. There we go. I don't feel comfortable about this draw, certainly. I mean, this doesn't look great either, but there's potential. And obviously this draw is certainly one we want to achieve. But me talking about ignoring this hex up here, if I want this draw, I've got to have to remove that, and I spoke about that earlier. So, I mean, yeah, so be it, it's fine. We could get round about that and manage to take it out if we felt that. But again, also the engineer, well, we placed this engineer base right from the beginning, so it is definitely going to clear all the hexes of obstacles, which is part of the challenge, isn't it? Yeah, and so there's another 3 plus victory points, and then there's a couple of minus ones. So you get 1 victory point for every non-infantry, non-HQ unit on the high ground at the end of play. Well, we lost quite a lot of units that way, but we still have a bunch. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just glancing 6, 7, 8. I'm counting 8 we've got on the map. Maybe there might be 1 or 2 more. I'm counting 8 we've got on the map. Well, we're trying to land another one here, but no guarantees. And I can see one other one that's delayed up there, and I don't know what's under. I think it's pretty much, yeah, we've probably got another 2 to maybe try and land. So, let's just say we can get 6 or 7 points out of that, possibly. That's all it's going to be. And then I suppose this is the next 2 are the big one that, like I say, it was just before I started playing this that somebody made a kind of negative comment. Oh, I'm not knocking the comment. I just mean it was a negative to how the victory conditions arose, that he felt that it was easier to be moving units off the map, gaining points that way rather than completing the draws and whatever. And yeah, I can see his point there. If that's historically how it went, it wasn't that they just, dashed across here and exited the map. So, but I'm going to be trying to do a bit of both. I mean, this section across here. I mean, I'll tell you what. If these don't reinforce this turn, I mean, I forgot about ambush. I meant to bring that up. They could ambush. However, it would be a hit. It would be a hit here. Well, what we don't want is a diamond, because they're both diamonds. So they would take a hit, an ambush. They would still be a 1-step unit. It doesn't disrupt them. And in actual fact, oh no, it would disrupt that guy. It's only in intense that they take the hit. Right, okay. Well, we don't want the orange diamond in, I suppose. Anyway, if I do get moved into the A2 hexes, then I'm going to feel confident about going for this. And then, well, yeah. So, and yeah, the last 2 are 1 victory point for each armour or regular infantry step that moves off the map. So it's not just units, it's steps. So that is quite huge. And I can understand maybe why somebody's seen a bit of a loop, a sort of gap there that sort of says, oh, that seems the easiest way to try and get a victory. And then the last one is 1 victory point for each ranger infantry stat that moves off the map from exit F or G. So, yeah, I mean, not that they're going to, but if there was rangers along here, they don't actually gain from going off A. It's only just, what was it? F and G, they go off, which is across the other side. Where, mainly that's where they are anyway, so. And then, but there's a couple of downsides. First one is subtract a victory point for each WN hex you do not control. And it does say WN hex. So that means that you've got to have both of the position controlled and both of the hexes, I suppose, yeah. And then the last one is subtract 1 victory point for each German unit in the Kampfgruppe Meyer box. It says no subtraction for depth counters. Well, yeah, I mean, there's 8 of them in the box, and they only come out with an event, so it's basically you're going to lose 8 points if you've got them all. There is 8, isn't there? Or is there 4? I think there's 8 and there's 4 depth markers or something. So you're going to lose 8 points unless they appear. So you've got to take that into account as well. I mean, them not appearing is obviously going to make it easier for you, but you're going to have to get another 8 points as well. And that's it. Now, we did get, because we're playing with optional armour for each armour unit that we do have on the map, I think it was, we gain a victory point. So we've not seen any of them yet. And there's only 4 of them, isn't there? So, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to see how they work, but yeah, I'm guessing they're going to be tough to try and work around as well. So, anyway. So, well, that's that. At least we kind of know what we're up against. 40 victory points we want, so we can maybe start as the next few turns, maybe not right away, but hopefully off camera I can start looking at things and planning out my route to victory. Yeah, right, okay. Right, so back to the game. No comments, I don't think. Oh, John was catching up. He was reminding us of the rule about the sequencing rule. Funnily enough, yeah, but he's quite a far bit back, and I just replied. I think Martin said something as well, basically that, well, we get there in the end. You'll see as things progress. So we've kind of got that one locked in place, I think. Okay, right. So landing checks. Well, I think it's a case of we don't need to draw a card in the east, because again, there's nothing that happens to them. We're on turn 21. Yeah, that landing table I've got up there says it only goes up to 22. Is that because an uncleared beats also going to turn 23, all hexes become cleared. Oh, right, okay. What are we on? We're on 22. Yeah, well, we might have something landing on 22. No, 23. Oh, okay. We'll get to that. We're still under the same conditions. So all these 4 units, there's 2 there and 1 there and 1 there, they're all landing in clear hexes. We don't check them for hazard landings, so not going to draw a card. These guys are going in here, and yeah, these were the plan. The thinking there was to try and move them up, but I maybe found the flaw in my plan. See if you can guess what that is. Yeah, as things become more spread out, you start to realise that you've only got 3 actions. And, yeah. Well, we get the HQ, well, it's not till next turn, and that's when the beach landing boxes, so yeah, we're going to start struggling for actions, I believe. But, however, we have made our bed. So that goes into there, and that goes into there. So these are in red steady fire, unfortunately. We didn't manage, this all happened smoothly, and then we couldn't barrage that. And we had 2 attempts with a 2 strength unit, and one attempt with a 4 strength unit to barrage it last turn. It was very stubborn and refused everything. Okay, and then over this side we do need to draw a card, I think. Yeah, because this is not infantry. Yeah. So A is delayed, B is delayed until June the 7th, C is no effect, and D is lose a step, which would eliminate it as well. So, yeah, you're really looking for a C, aren't you? Anything else, and it's going away either permanently or temporarily. Yeah, that's anti-tank as well. Right, so I'll draw a card, so we're looking for a diamond with a C, preferably. Or not a lot's going to happen. And that's going to be an A. So, yeah, it's delayed 3 turns again. Oh, well, not this one again. It's actually first attempt at landing, but yeah, there's no... Yeah, it's still the same table. Yeah. So I'm going to have to put that in turn 24 box. Okay, so we have one delayed unit. Been delayed since turn 9. So he's been trying and trying. Now, well, this one can go anywhere. It doesn't have to be in DW as it states there. It can go anywhere, and it can also cross the other sector. Yeah, it kind of makes you think that you should probably try and put it beside the draw that's moving things to at least get it up on the high ground. Yeah, we've got our engineer base here, but the main purpose of this engineer base is not to clear this draw. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I don't know, maybe. But it was more about just trying to give an extra help to maybe secure some hexes with garrison in them. But to garrison these and these, we need to take out the blue and the red, respectively. So, yeah. And, well, I mean, I suppose down here it looks like we're going to put our base down this time. Well, the thing is, you're going to have to have a decision to make. Do I want to increase the range on this, or do I want to place the base here? Thinking about it at the top of my head, I probably want to place the base here, but that's irrelevant to where we're going to land this unit, I suppose. I mean, I think we'd be better landing it across here, where it's got a chance of moving up that draw. I mean, we don't even need to clear this unit, these units out of there, let alone these units out of there, for us to get these units up this draw and into... Oh, actually, that's a lie. We do need to take these guys out. Sorry, that's right. That's why we revealed them. But we don't need to clear this one because it doesn't fire into here or here. So, well, actually, it's just this hex, isn't it? It's just the hex. This hex we need to clear because this is just a normal road and through the woods hex, you know. So, where do I put him? Right, here he is. Here. And the other thing at this side is there's no real risk of mines. We've got plenty of clear stuff. So, yeah, I guess we just want to try and land them in there. And then he jumps up onto the road and away he goes. Which is there. And these hexes are all clear. He's landing in there. That's fine. Right, let's go for that. I say it's kind of tough for it to land them, but at least he's got 2 steps, so he's got a better chance than that last unit. Okay. And right, the event card. Well, we're looking forward to this, aren't we? What nice things are we going to get this turn? Well, let's find out. Now, we are on turn 21 this time, so we might need to look down lower in the card to see what's what. Not always true. Like I say, I think some of them have the one event for the whole turn track, you know, the whole time. I could just be making that up. I'm just looking at the landing card there. It's 2 to 10 and 11 to 31. So they vary quite a lot. Right, let's go. Turn 21. Event. Okay, I had to come, eh? German reinforcements place 1 each in zones A and F. Right, well, I know A is bad. I'm just looking for F. And you know what? F is not bad, I don't think. F is fine. We know A is a disaster. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, we still have the fire card to come, though. Well, and another and another event to come. Right, well, I had to happen. Now, bear in mind, this is the first event card, so we're not checking for the armour. So that's probably good. So a reinforcement in Zone A. Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, it's either going. Well, I thought initially A5, but we moved this unit adjacent. So, where are we here? Move this unit adjacent. Right, and then bearing in mind that nothing's. It can't trace German communication. It can trace there. It can't get through here though, and it can't get through here. And then it can't come the other way. No other way is through here. And we had a little bit of a scare, realising that this guy doesn't control this hex. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, that is not just for victory point purposes. That is for controlling that hex. But it does control this one, and the unit would have to trace. It cannot trace through here, so it would have to trace through this hex, and it can't, obviously. So, yeah, everyone's tidied up there. A2 as well. We've got it all locked up, so that was good. We played that carefully. So, yeah, A5 would be the lower number possibility, but I think because A9 is adjacent. So German reinforcements triggered by events. Priorities are a position adjacent to a US unit, and then placing the lowest number position if 2 or more are adjacent. So we're Zone A. The only one, well, like I said, this is adjacent, but it needs to be able to trace German communication. Yeah. Yeah. Place the unit face down without a depth marker in an empty German reinforcement position in communication. Right, and then if the tactical reinforcement pool is empty, draw a unit from the divisional reinforcement pool. Division reinforcement units enter play with a depth marker. Yeah, German position must be in communication in order to receive a reinforcement unit. Note that an unoccupied German position may be adjacent to US units and still be in communication and thus eligible to receive a reinforcement. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. So it can't be this one because this is adjacent and the lowest number. So it's going to be A9, right? And what we're going to end up with it, well, like I say, there's more to come. I mean, that's just the first event. So we're going to have a divisional reinforcement there. Oh, wait a minute though. Well, if there's a redeploy, because we've got 2 units left in the pool. One's going to go here, one's going to go across an F, which means that if we get the orange R action, there's no units left to redeploy. What happens then? If the tactical reinforcement pool and divisional reinforcement pool are empty when a reinforcement is called for, the reinforcement does not enter play. And then if you run out during the multiple reinforcement event, you apply priorities. Okay, so, and that is a buildings. No, it's not a buildings. It's a mobile depth marker. So we got a mobile depth marker, and going to bring both the units down, but the top one is going to be the one for here. So, mobile depth marker and A9. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting this. Yeah, this is the, we can't escape when it does it this way. I was talking about, right, we can run away, but that would be intense as well. Whereas it being the other one, at least we've been in steady. Yeah, so he's in a bit of danger now, because the fire phase is coming next, isn't it? Okay, well, nothing we can do. Yeah, and if he hits him, oh no, why did you not think about this, Grant? Maybe being a bit cocky. You know, do you not think you could have waited, Grant? Because I was sitting there thinking, right, well, if I wait, they're just going to reinforce anyway. But what I've done now is put myself in a position where if this takes a hit, then this and this and this are all in German communication. And the WN position. Because it can trace here, here, and then it can just go up here. Because remember, this guy's going to just be a one-step unit. Oh, here's me being all cocky and clever and thinking, oh dear. And we've got a fire phase with actions to come, and then another event card before any of that can... Well, admittedly, the fire phase does have to reduce that unit. So if we don't get purple on the card, we're fine-ish. So, yeah. That's a big if. That's a 50-50, isn't it? Yeah. Didn't think of that one, Grant. Didn't think that completely through, eh? Thought you were all smart. Right, and then I've got one more reinforcement. This is a last reinforcement. So, yeah, well, that would help as well. The fact that there's no, we can't get the R. We can't reinforce these positions. Well, we could do that, redeploy, because, reoccupy, because that's from the WN units. But there's no pool of divisional reinforcements left. However, we could get a redeploy into here, or here. So, yeah, we don't want to see an R. Right, so here's the other reinforcement, and we're going in, what was it, F? No, that F's not so much of a worry, it's further inland. F1 might be here, yeah it is. So F2 and F3, and they're all up there, but there's no US units within 2 of an F position that I can see. They're all further in. So it's going to go to F2, which is the lowest number, which is mobile as well. So, oops, I've got 2 with me. One's enough, Grant. Oh, I made a boob as well. I want to do this. I know you're going to be shaking your head and thinking, yeah, whatever, Grant. Why are you bothering with this? But, right, let's finish this off first. So, that was F2, wasn't it? Yes, correct. So, right, that's the first event. Not a good one. And, well, can't keep them coming. Right, I want to fix this. And I know you're saying you don't need to fix this and it's more bother than it's worth. I knocked this counter over. Maybe some of you are going to sort of say, oh, right, Grant, okay. So I knocked this over and I seen the number on it. I didn't clock I tried to remove my eyes from it, but I seen it was a 1, right? So what I done was I removed this, and I'm going to do it again. I didn't remove this because it's kind of unfair, because that is what that is. This is revealed anyway. This other one was revealed, and that was it. So that was the only one that was on the map. Well, we've got the rocket one there, but it's a specific counter. So I then took this pile, and I've left them as a pile. There they are there. Of the WN markers, WN units that are not armoured, because this was not an armoured unit. Sorry, not armoured, artillery. It wasn't an artillery position, so it was just a plain, you know. So, and then I shuffled all them up, and then I placed a random one back there. I thought I'd done something else. No, I was going to remove this. That was it. And then in the end I chose not to, because I felt like, well, there's no information revealed on that. That's what it is. We don't need to do that. I know it's all random and it doesn't matter. But there was two in the that hadn't been brought into play yet. No, there's not. No. Grant. I wish I could just delete that bit. I was thinking about it and I was like, right, I'm putting this guy back, right? I've not seen anything. That was a guy that we randomly placed. I'm putting this pile back out the way, and I wish I could just delete that part, because it was when I was away from the game, I thought, oh, I left the ones that were in the pool. You know, there's two of them left in the pool, I think. And it's two depth markers. It's not unit markers. There's no units left in the pool. They were... yeah, no, there's no units from the start, is there? What am I talking about here? Yeah, you only get depth markers, Grant. All the WN positions are placed on the map. Yeah, right, okay. Dear me. Okay, right, that was just a bit that we could cut out. If I had the... I don't seem to bother now. I'm sure you've got my phone ringing in the last one, and text messages and doorbells ringing and whatever. Sorry, I'm just like... I'd prefer to just put into this. I don't think it would bother me watching something like that. It's not a professional... I'm not paying for it. You know, if I was paying to watch it, I might say, oh, that's terrible production. Get yourself sorted out. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. Right, that's fine. So we did randomise that back, because we knocked it over. It's back as it is. We don't know what it is. And if it turns up as a 1, it's not me that's like sort of trying to pull a fast one. It's just that it's randomly being placed back as a 1. I don't know I don't know if it was on the video or not, so if it is, you could probably have seen what weapons. I didn't notice the weapons, I just noticed I'd flipped it over, and I looked down and seen it was flipped, and I seen the 1. Right, where are we? We've had a bad event. Yeah, we've had a bad event. It's all coming back to me now. Right, well, this is a... Ooh, well, it was purple on that card, so... Okay. Well, we've got purple in mind now. As in, we don't want to see purple. Yeah, it's a doubler as well. It's not as if it can be double and we get away with it. Okay. Yeah, because it hits and disrupts the unit as well. Oh, God. Right, Grant. Right, fire and east. Here we go. No purple. Damn it. It's got an A. Does that matter? Yeah, it's going to advance or fire. I'm getting my thinking that that's probably not got an arrow anyway. Oh, it does. Ooh. Oh. Attempts in advance. If the requirements are there. Oh, surely not. Surely I'm not going to get away with that like that. Oh, and then we've got the yellow R. Oh, well, we can't reinforce. We could redeploy, though. Okay. There was no red, I suppose. So I'm thinking about this situation down here. Well, it's got 188 there for artillery, so that might well happen. We're probably going to have to check the boxes up top for that one now. Right. Well, let's go through it slowly, Gran, and see where we get to. So, orange R. Right, so the first one here, this is unoccupied and it's got units within 2. Yes, units within 2. However, we don't have any more divisional reinforcements, so it wants to reinforce. Right. I'm just a little... Why does it not tell me if there's no more units to, like, just ignore the action or something? It's not telling me that. Am I looking at something wrong? I'm making a mess of things here, aren't I? This is an unoccupied orange R. So it's a reinforce because it's got US units within 2 of it, and it can trace German communication. My guess is I need to look at the reinforce. So it says unoccupied reinforcement position in German communication within 2 XL US unit. If the position is a VP position, place a reinforcement unit with a depth marker. If the position is not a VP and has units within its, place a reinforcement unit with a depth marker. If a non-VP position only has US units in its sporadic field of fire, or has no units in its field of fire, conduct no action, the unit does not fire. So, well, it has units in its steady field of fire. Yes. So it does actually want to, and it is a VP position. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. It wants to place a reinforcement unit with a depth marker. Okay, so now I need to go back to 9.3 and it's going to tell me that we can't do it. It's not... German reinforcement triggered by events. Right, what am I missing here? Why is it not telling me in the action? Could be I'm just meant to assume, fair enough, but hang on, let me pause. Okay, I'm probably going to just have a wee glance on BGG for this, because, I probably don't need to. I'm guessing that 9.34 is applicable to this as well. However, it is under the heading German reinforcements triggered by events, which is 9.3. Which is not what we're doing right now. Which basically says if the tactical reinforcement pool and divisional reinforcement pool are empty when a reinforcement unit is called for, the reinforcement does not enter play. Which I think I just read to you actually when we were doing that thing. But I can't see anything under the actions that... Yeah. Right, give me a sec. Okay, I looked a little bit, but I'm not going to go deep looking because I think this is me just overthinking. Martin replied to somebody asking about which pool do you use when you're doing the action. Is it the tactical or the divisional? And Martin points them towards 9.0, which talks about you use the tactical reinforcement pool until it's empty, then use the divisional reinforcement pool. You know what? I think there probably is something there that says, but I suppose apart from what I just read in 9.3, wasn't that? You know, if there's none left, then you it doesn't enter play. So that's what I'm going to go by. It's not going to try and do a different action. I mean, I think that's right. I think I'm just trying to overthink it. Right. So there's no. So this is a bonus for us because. I mean, not only that, I do actually think this might advance into here. Whether it will fire as well. Oh, we've got a diamond on the card. Was it advance and fire? Or advance or fire? Ooh, okay. Right, we'll get to that. So, any other oranges? Well, this is 3 away. Well, again, empty ones. There's no point in looking at the empty ones. Because we've nothing to reinforce. Now here's a thing. Here's a point. We're just looking up here, right? This is not within 2 as well. So none of these are within 2. So it was just that one there that is within 2, but with nothing to reinforce. But I was just looking back down here at this WM position, which is empty, and would like to reoccupy. But it cannot trace German communication. However, if purple does fire, for some reason, which I think we're going to have to look into and see what double purple's going to do, then, depending on what order we're doing it, what is it again? Highest number? Oh, well, we'll do this first before what? Yeah, before this. Yeah, because this is a 9, this is a 61, which is a bit strange, but that's the only thing we can go by. Right, well, there's no other orange that's going to do anything, is there? It's just a single orange, but we've nothing occupied. There's no occupied orange positions. Sorry, I'll zoom out a bit and let people see, right? Right, sorry, got dragged away there, so as usual, don't know where I was at. Yeah, we're looking at, I think we're still looking at orange, so I better keep looking there. So we don't have reinforcements. Yeah, there's nothing occupied orange. Oh, no, this was it. Yeah, here. This could receive a reoccupy action, because they come from the WN units that have been eliminated. But it can't trace German communication at the moment. But if, however, this was to take a hit, this is the one unit at the moment, just looking around, that could potentially take a hit. Oh yeah, and I compared the numbers, but this would be the highest number. So this would happen first, realising that it couldn't reoccupy. And then we go back to the purple position. So I think that's how it works. Right. Here's an important bit. We need to find out if this guy, because I actually think if this guy's advancing, well, it's actually better for us, isn't it? I think maybe I do need to actually look at the rules for this advance, because we've not done it yet. But I suppose my thinking off the top of my head is he's going to move down into there, not do anything. And then we're going to get a turn, assuming the event doesn't mess us up. We're possibly going to retreat this unit, and we're going to move that unit into there. And yes, we still need to make the wee cover up thing here to prevent communication. But, okay, we should indeed look at how the advance action works. Right, so this is an occupied US unit it's an occupied German position with US units in its field of fire. So it's going to advance or fire. So yeah, if it can't advance, it was going to fire and it's going to hit that guy. So, eligible position, occupied reinforcement position. Under certain circumstances, a German unit may attempt to move from the position it occupies to the position pointed to by the directional arrow in the unit's position, even if the destination is occupied by US units. So, here's the bullets. If an occupied German position has an advance arrow pointing toward a position that is not occupied by a German unit, check to see if the unit attempts to advance. Right, does this unit have an arrow? Yes, it has an arrow pointing down to A5. Okay, so we're going to check. We don't need to check the second bullet. Yeah, because we know that it has an arrow. So then we go to 16.81, advance, attempt, check. The unit attempts to advance if any of the following apply. No US units are in the unit's field of fire. Well, that's not the case because it does have units in its field of fire. The unit is revealed and is from the 352nd Division and has a depth marker. That is not the case. Or the unit is unrevealed and has a depth marker. That indeed is the case. So, and then it says the unit fires if the units are in its field of fire and either of the following apply. The unit is from the 716th, the unit has no depth marker. Right, so it's not going to fire. So, advance procedure. If the conditions for attempting to advance are met, determine if the German unit is able to advance from its current position to its destination position. So you've got 4 steps here. Step 1. Determine the route of advance. Choose a diagram from among the 3 that correspond to the relative location of the unit's position and the destination position of its advance. All the hexes in the selected diagram make up the German's unit's route of advance. So, where are we again? Right, so it's going from here to here. So it is the first one on the page here. I've showed you some of these before. I'm making a mess here. Right, I want to keep. So it's there and it's going to there. So it's this one here. If you imagine it. I'm trying to turn it round so it's the same. That's where the unit's from, which is there. And it's just going... No, it's not that one. Sorry, my bad. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's not. It's the third one. Yeah. Because it's this one here. So that's where the unit starts from. That's where it's trying to get to. And these other 4 hexes, 1, 2, 3, 4, are all its route. So all these hexes are in its route of advance, even this one as well. I remember asking the question about that, if that actually counted as a route of advance hex, and it does. And it does say it there, really. So it says, if no US units are in the route of advance, the German unit advances, move it and its depth marker to the destination position. Otherwise, if there are US units, proceed to step 3. Well, that's it. We're stopping right there. Yeah, if no US units are in the route of advance, i.e. any of the hexes in the selected diagram, there's not, move it and its depth marker to destination position. Otherwise, this guy is going to move from here to here. Now he's got mobile depth and he's moving to a hex with mobile depth, so we don't alter that as well, because we would alter that. That does come up in 16.83 there. Advance actions are considered to occur after all other German actions. Right, forgot about this. Yeah, it's so that if anything happened to be hit, it's the one point where it does state that this happens last. It's only this is the one action that it does state that. Yeah, but it's not affecting it. Well, we can come back to it if I can see something that would benefit it, but it's not. That's what's happening. That was I mean, this turning up was not good, and even if it's there or there, it's not great. But what happened just there was good for us because because now, assuming nothing happens in the event phase, I mean, okay, you know what, if we reinforce A again, then the guys, oh no, there's none, Grant, I've already discussed that. So there's a good chance I'm just moving it there. Whereas if he had sat there and fired, this was taking a hit, getting disrupted, causing all sorts of communication. Oh, we've got lucky there. Going by what I'm seeing there, we've got lucky. Again, after a bad event, we've actually got lucky. Oh, dear me, what's going on here? Right, so I was forgetting A considers empty positions as well for the ambush side of things. Yeah, that's not considered. It's not in communication anyway. But there's nothing else. We've got a purple up here, but it's way out there. And then coming across to the sector boundary, which sometimes you've got to watch because we've occupied this purple. There's nothing else down the spine there that's... Yeah. The only other thing is this is going to undisrupt, which is a bit of a pain. It's a bit of a pain, but come on. If that's all we're going to suffer, I'll take that. Blue's firing. Right, hang on. Right, well, if that's... We're going to remove disruption, but we do have artillery to consider. 188, that's a bit of a bummer, because he might well get that. Oh well, you know, we can't be greedy. So, right, let's look at blue first. So blue's going to fire at armour. Now this does sporadically fire into here. It's a diamond it's looking for though. So both these are circles, so that's that. And then the other occupy blue we've got is here, which I think fires to here. Oh, it would hit armour, but that's a circle again. That's not. Yeah, that's not. And yeah, this is actually sporadic blue and it's a circle. And here's the diamond, which isn't a sporadic blue. How about that? And like I say, red didn't fire. What else would have been bad? Well, nothing else. Not on this side. Really, it was just red, but I did think we were going to be messed up here. I think I done that right. I do. I don't. Hopefully I have. I mean, it makes you wonder because it was like, it wasn't the best move for the Germans, certainly, but yeah, you've got to follow the rules. Yeah. And like I was saying down here, I was willing to step back and look at this again. Turns out this is the highest number of positions, so if it did turn out that way, we would be checking this first, finding out it couldn't reoccupy, and then firing with that. So we would have still benefited that way as well. Okay. Right, Jesus, 53 minutes. Where'd you go with all the time? Right, so we're looking for an 88. Well, there's not one... we just removed the last... That was a 75 anyway. We removed the 88 a long time ago. So what have we got up in here in the box? What do these give? Alright, it's a 105, one of them. The other one's an 88, which is WN 64, 65 and 67. So if we control them, that's disabled. 64. This isn't WN. 64. That's the blue one. Yeah, we've got none of that. 64, 65 and 67, did it say? That's going across the other side. 67. Is that one of the ones... Yeah, that's the guy way up here. Did I say 67? Yeah. Okay. Right, well, that's going to fire. He does have 188. What is oh, I'm not looking at the other ones. Yeah, it's kind of tricky to get them flipped over, I think. So, as usual, looking at the book, there's infantry units in a beach landing box, isn't it? Yeah, we don't have any of them. We just have, and what symbol we're looking for? A diamond. I can see, wait now, though, we're not going to get... this might be messy, because we've nothing on the beach, have we? A non-infantry unit in a beach. Well, these are infantry units in a beach. Because these up here are in the pavilion. Or this guy would be hit. I don't want to hit that guy, so probably going to hit that guy along there if it comes back to it, because I think it's going to check here and find it's not a non-infantry unit in a beach landing box. Well, this has got a triangle, we're looking for a diamond, and then an infantry unit in a beach hex. So it then goes to steps, doesn't it? So this has got a diamond. Sorry, just off camera maybe. He's my ranged infantry. This guy along here's got a diamond, so fortunately, or unfortunately, whatever way you look at it, he's going to take a hit. Well, you know what? I think that's the first time I've flipped a unit over in a long time, so I cannot grumble. Right. Yeah, that's going too long. So I'm going to cut this. I know I'm probably dragged that on far too much, didn't I? There was a lot of talk before we actually got started, which is that's what kind of throws it if I start getting yakking about other things. Right, so it's getting close to an hour, this, so I'll probably cut this and just make it as a part and just keep them about an hour. It shouldn't matter to you guys, you just start watching the next episode, unless you watched that one and thought, oh my god, get me out of here. Right, okay. So I'll be back with the fire card, German fire phase, with the fire card in the west. But I'll tell you what, for a bad event, that was a good fire phase. Okay, back soon guys, cheers.